Hi everyone and welcome to another video by Happy Place Creations. I thought I'd bring you along today and let you see how I finish my extras. And extras are when I have leftovers from my pours. I turn them into jewelry, keychains, necklaces, earrings, anything to use up the extra resin so I don't have to throw it away. Right now I'm finishing up a keychain and I'm going to throw it in my Let's Resin lamp. It's a UV lamp. And what I have in there right now is my J. Diction UV resin and a little bit of this modeling paint. And what I do is I mix it up in my little cup here and I put it on the back of this keychain. And what that keychain is it's black and it has a motorcycle on the front of it. It looks similar to this one. And what I do is I coat it and I put some type of a metal item on it, trinket, and then I UV it. And that one I decided to put this model paint, all the way around the outside. And then I mixed it up and now I have it on the back and I'm letting that cure. So now we are going to decide what we want to put on our other ones. Now I've already done the back of some of these. Now I just need to decide what I want to put on the front. So, but first I have these that I need to finish up and I want to put a color on the inside because these the little lines, and I don't want to leave them blank. So I'm either going to use my acrylic paint, which I don't seem to know where my black went right now, or I can mix up a little UV resin and I can use, actually I could probably use this silver I already have in here, which I have to keep away from my light or it will cure on me and I don't need that. And so I'm going to have to let that finish, or it's already somewhat cured. So technically I could stop the lamp and just continue on where I am and let that go and just stop where it's at. So let me pick out which brush I need to use to get this started. And then I just take my whatever I'm using, whether it's my UV resin or my paint, whichever it may be. If any of you are noticing the skulls sitting right there, that is a video that I lost footage on. That's why you didn't see that video. And they came out really nice, just in case anybody's wondering. So I'm just going to take that and put it on my brush. And I'm just going to go down into those grooves. Like so. And then I'm going to quickly use my baby wipe, which I have right here. And I'm going to quickly wipe off the extra off the top. So see? So all I'm doing is filling some color in to these grooves before I UV the top of it. And I think I need to get my thicker brush. So I wipe it off, stick it in some alcohol, and then I wipe it off again. This is to prevent my brushes from curing and going bad. And then I put my cover back on, and I put it back in my holder, because that brush was not working for me. Just wipe off the extra. And then when I put the UV resin over the top, that will fill in the rest of the gap. Whoops, a little too much on there that time. I think I picked a bigger brush too big. No, I guess it's working. I mean, I could color my UV resin with mica powder or an alcohol ink or anything that I chose. But I already had this mixed up, so I figured I'd just use it. I hope everybody's doing good today. It's a little chilly here in Maine. And then when I get this all done, I will put it under the UV lamp and I will cure that. So then that makes it permanent. I like to do these little trinkets because I don't want to have to throw away resin. Not unless it's absolutely turned and there's nothing else I can do with it. Because resin is not cheap. This is not a cheap hobby. So if any of you are thinking about it, make sure you have the funds to try to get it going. Now, I just went shopping at Hobby Lobby and restocked my stuff that I need to continue making the keychains and your necklaces and earrings, and because I enjoy doing this very much. And I'm actually enjoying very much doing these videos, spending time with you, showing you new things. I'm not sure at this point if I'm going to put a trinket on here or if I'm going to put a sticker on here or a tattoo, let's say. But I will decide that after I have sealed it. Oh, leaving part of my baby wipe behind. It's still a little wet, but there they are. Let me get my brush cleaned off. Now these brushes is what's used in nail clinics to do artwork on your nails. So if you're looking for these brushes, that's what they are. They're nail brushes. Okay, now I have some puzzle pieces here that need to be filled in. And I got some fish. Now, this one needs to be sanded a little bit around the edges. Doesn't take much, but you want to do it at an angle so that you don't scratch your pendant or keychain. And then there it is. Now there's no edge, rough edge. Now this one is fine. It's been already, it's already good on the back. It doesn't need to be filled. So I'll put something on the front of that one. I also have this little doggy one or cat one, which I could put a name on with my Cricut. However, I will put it down as to be able to be personalized. But the back does need to be filled in, so we'll do that. So I got a lot here on the tray, so let's get going. Just put some UV resin on your item. You don't want to put too much. And then you just want to, I usually like to put this in the hole. Sometimes I can't do it that way, like right now. This holds it. And then you just want to bring the resin to the edges, like so. If you don't have enough resin, add a little bit more, but don't add a lot. Don't get upset if your resin happens to go down in the hole, because sometimes it does. And all this does is it gives it a flat back. Just kind of finishes off the piece. That's all. And then once you have it all to the edges, and it doesn't seem to be pulling away. Now, if it pulls away from the edges, it means you don't have enough resin, and you just need to add some more. And in some cases, oh, I'm sorry, I bumped you. I hope you can still see me. You might have to go down and look from the side to make sure you have enough resin, to make sure you've covered it well. But like I said, don't add too much, because resin is self-leveling. So anywhere that you've put it, it will go, it will follow. But you want it to stay where you've put it without going over the side. And I just went over the side. Just pick it up, just wipe it, and put it back down. And move on to the next one. And it doesn't matter what you use for a tool, as long as you're comfortable, then it's fine. You can use a popsicle stick, you can use a tongue depressor, you can use a pair of tweezers if you're comfortable with it. It is totally up to you. It's your comfort level. I think I'm going to take this one off for right now so that we can get these ones done. I better cure that before I add the next one. So let's run that just for a little bit so we can get them started curing. Knock that one off. So we'll let that run just for a couple minutes. Meanwhile, I'll pick out a trinket that I want to put on this one, and we will go from there. So let's see what we want to put here. No. Let's see. Well, that's blue. No. How about a pair of red lips? Or we could go with something from the ocean. Or we could do something from Halloween. That's pretty big. That's a ghost. No, that's more fur. Times like these, I wish you guys could listen, that I could hear you so I could listen. Oh, it's done. How about a pair of dancing shoes? That might look good. So let's check this one. Whoops, that's what you don't do. I just skimmed the back of that. And then I put the silver on the back of that one. This is what you don't do. And that's not going to come off. Put that on my finger. No, I didn't realize it. Oh, it did come off. Okay. So I'll have to cure that. Then I'll have to put a little bit of resin on the top of it. But apparently these are glow in the dark. These ones right there are glow in the dark. So that's what you don't do. You don't put your fingers in it. So we will go back to finding a trinket. I think I'm going to put a pair of dancing shoes on that one. And the fish. Let's put what's this one? How about bones? Or a little turtle? No, I like the bones. Let's go for the bones. Too big. Let's go back to the bones. This is what my issue is. I never can make up my mind what looks good. It's a big starfish. Oh, that looks cute. We'll do that one. Or we could put a set of dolphins on there. Nope, we're going to go with that one. Just like that. Now the puzzle pieces. How about that gorgeous sea? There we go. So we will do those. And as far as the puzzles, I believe I got the right size. I picked these up today at Hobby Lobby. Let's go with the pink. I just like to get them to look the same. That one's a little higher than the other one. And there we have our puzzles. And those will be earrings. I'm sorry, I need to apologize. I didn't realize that my camera stopped recording. But I have put a puppy paw on this glow in the dark. So now we just need to resin that one. I have this set here that needs to have something put on it. So I think I am going to put a pair of green on this one. I have a very special friend that has autism, so I am a believer in supporting autism. Sorry, I'm trying to get this on here correctly, the best that it will let me. When you're working with fine detail, sometimes it can be challenging. So you really have to have some patience. And there is a second sub-bearings. So those will be filled with resin. Now, what are we going to do with those? This will be a dog tag or cat tag. And that I will have to come back to. But first I'm going to have to fix this. It has some issues on the back with the painting, but the front of it is a motorcycle. So I don't want to keep building this up full of resin on the back. So I guess I'm going to put one more layer and then, but you will be able to see the scratches on the back. It is for a keychain. I will list it if anybody wants to purchase it, but that is knowing there is an issue with the back. So again, it is not perfect, as you can see on the camera, but I will list it at a discounted price, only because I don't want to put it in the trash. I've spent a lot of time on this. So if anybody would like to purchase it, please do. But please do not leave me a negative comment, because there are some things on the back that aren't perfect. As you can see. I would really hate to throw this in the garbage. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm just trying to get this finished so we can move on to the next one. And I'm just bringing the resin to the edge. And, whoops, don't do that. And then I will let that run for a little bit. Just to seal it long enough so that it's not going to move on me. Okay, so we will move on to these puzzle pieces and get those sealed. Oops, we can't because the light's on. But I can work on getting this done. Now this has just some little spots here because when I had it in the mold had overflowed from other pieces. So there are some spots here. So what I very well may do is color the edge around it. And actually, I'll leave that aside. We'll go on to something else. We'll go on to these and get this. Excuse me a moment. Let's see. Is my nail art going to do it? Or should I put on something else? That looks more like a, well, no. This is all part of it. Being indecisive on what you want to put on your stuff. And I can take an awful long time because I have an awful lot to pick from. My other book is over on behind me on the other side because I'm on behind where I normally film to get things done today. My normal workbench is behind me. And I just decided to, instead of moving all this over there, I decided just to move the camera over here so that you guys can see what I do for little odds and end pieces. And I ran it over. It happens. Yes, I did. And I just take my piece and I move it out of the way. And I finish it off. And next time I'm not going to squirt so much. Just want a little bit to seal that in. You can even put your resin in a cup. Um, if you don't want to pour it over, like I think I'm going to do with these, just put it in a cup. And then just take it out of the cup and put it where you need it. That way you're not putting too much where you don't need it. Then I'm just covering the areas that I need. Like so. What I had forgot to do, I believe I did, I forgot to check for bubbles before I did those other ones. It's a little time consuming. I'm not sure if I said that before, but yeah, it is a little time consuming. But it's well worth it when you see the finished product. It really is. I picked up a few other things so that I can make some videos with you guys with some other stuff. Seem to have something stuck on the end of my thing there, and I don't want it stuck in your earring. And I'm still trying to get used to the fact I'm on a camera. Just not used to it yet. But I'm getting there, I think. I'm sure willing to try. Alrighty. Now, you still running over on me? Yes, you are. So, oh, excuse the sirens. Whoops. Might help if I dried this off first. Too late. I'll get it on the next round. So, to show you how I do these, I take my cutters and I snip off the little tab, and then I use my little, excuse the noise, can you see? Yes, okay. And I flatten it down. Make sure nothing is sharp. Like so. I had already done the shoes. And like I said, I had got bows at Hobby Lobby when I went shopping, and I've got some other ones. Now we got to decide what we're going to do with these. If we're going to put a trinket or if we're going to put a sticker. No, that's going to clash. I'm trying to not put this video very long today because I've been having trouble with my program. So I haven't been able to do my videos every day. And I do want to do those. Did I stick them together? No, okay. And this does happen. See, just pop them off. And then we have our earrings. But I'm putting them back in because they haven't been in long enough. But I do need my blade because this will keep me from having my stuff lay flat. So I just clean it up this way. Scrape it off. Because it will pop right off. Although I realize I'm scratching my plate, but I need to learn to be more neat. But sometimes it's unavoidable. And being nervous on video, because like I said, I'm still not used to being on the camera. But I hope I'm trying. I hope you guys are learning. I hope I'm not boring you too much. All right, so let's move those in and get to the next one. So now I'm going to go to this one. So I'm going to put some resin on. Put it where I can see it. And again, I forgot to do the bubbles. I forget quite often. But you're just pulling it to the side. And this one may run over yet. I see a bubble on the edge. And once you've got it all to the sides, let's see my light. This is what I forget a lot, is you want to release bubbles. Make sure there's no bubbles. If I put it right there, I might remember. And then I'm going to drop in my little pendant. Now I'm going to put it where I want to place it. And I'm going to make sure I get it to the sides where I want it again. Like I said, I have that little bubble on the edge. So I'm going to push it to that edge last. And I have my UV light in my hand, ready to go. So I am confident I have it everywhere. So I'm going to push it to that corner, and then I'm going to UV it. Before it runs off. And then I'm going to push it to the side, because I'm confident that's not going to run now. And then I'm going to move into the next one. And then I just keep pushing them, and when it's full, then I usually turn the light on. Make sure I got the right side here. Whoops. I didn't clean out the... Now what I do is after I sand it, I usually wash it down with alcohol. However, I didn't clean the inside. So I cleaned it up with alcohol, wipe it all around, top, bottom. But the inside sometimes is really hard to get to. So the small inside holes, I either use a Q-tip or I use these micro brushes, and I do this. And I'll even clean out the hole that I drilled for the keychain part or the necklace part, or so I make sure that's all clean. And then I proceed. And again, I want to make sure I got the right side first. And then I do the same thing. Now, if you're adding a trinket, you don't want to put too much because that's going to add to that volume because it will go over. And you don't want to worry if it happens to go down in the little hole. You can always drill it out again. You want to bring it around the edges. You want to make sure it goes around your edges where your hole is. If you notice, I'm wiping off my tool a lot because the UV light is right here. And I don't want anything sticking to my tools. So now we're going to place my shoes. And it went over. So I'm just going to let it finish doing what it wants to do. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to get some of that resin into the shoe so that I know it's holding it. If it's a heavy trinket, I like to put some inside so that I know it's holding it. So it's not just sitting in the resin, it's also got some around it. That way I know it's holding it really well. Oops, there goes my tool. I'm just going to wipe off the side. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize my camera stopped again. The program that I use limits me to 30 minutes and then it shuts off. And with the monitor being behind me, I'm not watching it. So I'm not realizing that it's shutting me off. So I apologize. So I'm letting those finish up. And I've decided I'm going to add some sunflower to this. So let me see what I want to add. Preferably two that are identical. So I may have to go and get my other package to get identical. Or maybe not. Let's see. These are tattoos, so whoops. I am just going to cut one sheet out. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Now, let's see. How do I get this on? I have never used these before, so I don't know. Let me see. All right, these I need to set in water. So I need to grab some water, and it doesn't say whether I have to put it in warm water. Oh, it does. You warm water in the winter. So let me pause you for just a moment while I go get some water, and I will be right back. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry. My camera shut off again. I got to find a different program. But I'm going to put that in the warm water, and then I'm going to put it on the earrings. But the other earrings are ready. Got to pop this off. Well, I guess this one's stuck. There we go. Just needs a little bit of sanding on the back. Just a little bit. Let's get rid of that resin that snuck down behind. Which caused it to stick. But the rest of those are ready. And because I'm putting resin on the back of this, I will put resin on the back of that so they're even. Just need to clean this up a little bit. I do apologize for my program today. But the rest of these are ready. And I did finish up the motorcycle one. I put the attachments on it. But there it is. Like I said, it has some rough spots on the back. But there it is. And it has a hook on it and a clip. I will put that in my eBay store should anybody want it. And I did manage to finish this up yesterday. And these are already in the eBay store should anybody want these ones. And I also made a second set should anybody want those ones. And I made this keychain yesterday. And this keychain. And this keychain. Now these don't have the hooks on them yet, but I will put them on. And this one actually glows in the dark. And then we have this one, which is for Guns N' Roses. And then I have another, I Love Jesus, black. I'm not sure if I showed you that one yet, but all of these, whoops, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera. All of these will have these hooks on them at time of purchase. I just haven't put them on yet. But those ones I finished up yesterday and got them listed. So now let's put and see if our tattoo is ready. So we can get that on our earring. Whoops, I didn't do the back yet, but that's okay. I can still do the tattoo. Yep, it's ready. Just slide that onto the earring. Like so. Position it where I want it. And just dry it off. And then I will let that dry just for a little bit, and then I will put resin over the top to seal it in. And there it is. And now we will do the second one. As that one is soaking, I will show you how I do the earrings. That one is, let's see, let's go with the silver. I get an earring base. I pick out an O-ring of my choosing for the size. That is not going to work. Because of the thickness of this, I am going to have to go with that size. And I open it up. And I put it through the earring. Sometimes it's a little difficult. Sometimes it will go, sometimes it won't. Sometimes I need to drill the holes a little bit bigger. So that's when I take my Big Daddy and I drill the hole. Oops. Not yet. That needs to come off. Where's my scissors? And I put the back on. And that fits right in. And that you saw me snip off was because it covered the hole in the back. And then I close it up. And I turn it so it's on the inside. Whoops, didn't turn it enough. And there we have an earring. And then let me do the next one. Which one did I pick? That one. Close it up. And then we have a second earring. And then I have these pre-mated cards. I'm sorry, I bumped you again. I put them on the card. Oh, they're right there. I grab a backing, pop that on. Oops. And pop that one on. And there's the back. And there's your set of earrings. Those I will set into eBay today if anybody wants them. Now let's check our second tattoo. Oops, which already fell off. Fell off and started to roll on me. Well, we definitely know it sticks. Dry it off. And we have two pairs. Get another pair of earrings. Let that dry a little bit while we do these. And then we will top coat those. Oops, I need those. So now let's do the second set of earrings. And we do the same thing. And there. Those will also be on eBay. Okay, now it's dry. Now we coat them. Make sure I had enough time before the camera was going to shut off on me again. So we could do these. And then we just do enough so we can seal in the tattoo. Because I believe the camera ran out when I was doing the very first top coat before we put the tattoo in. So now all we want to do is just seal in the tattoo. All you want to do is pull it to the edges. If it doesn't have enough, it will start pulling back from the edges, and you just want to add just a little bit more. But you only want enough to hold that tattoo in. And then do the same with the second one. And then again, you want to check for bubbles. If I can figure out where I put my lighter. Oh, right in front of me. You don't want to put too much fire because it will make it run. And then you want to just turn it on for a few minutes. And while that's doing that, we will move on to these. This one is a keychain. Sorry about that. And there we have it, a keychain. That I'll post in the eBay store as well. Now, what do I want? Keychain or necklace? No, let's go with the keychain. Okay, those earrings are in for the second layer and are curing. And as soon as them are done, we are going to pop them out. I totally forgot about having to do this footprint one. So I will sit back and get this one covered so we can get that one in. As soon as that shuts off, as long as I stay away from the machine, we shall do pretty well. I'm not sure. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. Okay. Just need to get this puppy paw sealed in, and then we can put this under the UV light. Actually, that has sat long enough that I can move them out of the way. And it's stuck again. So let's put that one down. It's because it runs down between the petals. That's what that's doing. Let's get this puppy paw out of the way. And we will turn this one into a pendant. I just love keychains, so I like to make everything a keychain. Alrighty. That's stuck. That one really stuck this time. There we go. Gonna have to do some cleanup there on the back. Meanwhile, I got to get this one going. Yep, some cleanup right there. Wrong one. Gonna be some loud noises, guys. Really should be wearing a mask when you're sanding or any type of that, because it flies everywhere. I'm only using this because I don't want to change my tip on my machine for just a few swipes. This is a sanding stick. Clean it up, get all that dust off there. Does have a bubble right there, but that will not affect your earring. Just want to get all the dust off. Make sure it's nice and clean. See the little bubble right there? That's on the back. So let's see. Do I want these silver or gold? I'm gonna go with gold. Only because it's sunflowers. Do I want a small hoop or do I want a big hoop? How you want to size up is you want to make sure you have space for your hardware to go through the earring, because they make real small ones and they make real big ones. Let's see how that's going to look. Yeah, so I didn't restock my gold ones. So I will do it right now. And things like that happen. I think I need to wash my floor. And all of my hardware is nickel free. anybody has a nickel allergy. There we have it. And there's the second one. What was that? Well, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope everyone is happy and healthy. I hope your crafts come out amazing. Please check out my eBay store, and you have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video. And I wanted to have you to see my visitor. This is my Lulubelle. She is my American bully, and she joined me today for this video. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.